Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you a huge discovery I've made on the centrifuge mixer or mixer centrifuge, whatever the name is. So check this out. In the previous video I talked to you about the Ember activator. Now I progressed and I was trying to go to the next quest. Here we have the Ember activator. Go and watch my previous video if you don't know how to use this. So, in the end we use this copper cell to store Ember, okay? So, after you have mastered this Ember transition from the activator to the copper cell, then you have to move on to the melter and the centrifuge quest. And there is an objective for that, even though it's not very apparent in the beginning. So we're here. We just did activating Ember. And now we're going to melting and stamping. The objective here is to go to Dawnstone. This is why we're doing everything. It may look like there's no meaning to what we're doing, but there is a meaning. We have to get to Dawnstone. So for this quest, just craft the melter, the stamper, and the stamp base without really questioning it and trying to understand it. Because only when we're going to put these things down and we're going to try to connect them, we will understand how they can be used. So, the melter takes 2 blocks. This is one piece, but it has a bottom and a top area. So you want to connect the bottom area to the copper cell. So you put another Ember emitter on the copper cell and an Ember receptor on the lower part of the melter. You put the lever on the emitter and then with the Tinker's hammer, shift and right click on the emitter and then the receptor to connect them. Like this. And you turn this on. Now, this way you're putting power inside your melter for it to work. Now, for this to work, you have to put gold ingots and copper ingots. You can put also other stuff in it, but for Dawnstone, we need these 2 metals, gold and copper. But there is an issue here that you have to put them on the top, and from the top, when they melt, they have to go into the mixer centrifuge. But they have to go to the lower part. Not only to the lower, the gold and the copper have to go on the opposite sides. So on this side we're going to put the copper, and on the other side we're going to connect this for the gold. Basically you're putting a fluid extractor on the melter. Here you have a fluid extractor, then you put the lever on it for it to work. Let's turn it off right now. Then you connect it with fluid pipes to the bottom of the mixer centrifuge. And you do this also on the other side. The top part, again with the fluid extractor, lever, fluid pipe to the bottom. So you're feeding the mixer centrifuge copper from this side and gold from the other side. They have to be opposite sides. This is very important. Now, your melter takes energy from the copper cell, Ember. Then, the mixer centrifuge has to get energy from the melter. So you put an Ember emitter down there with a lever, and then don't put the receptor on the opposite side because it will not work. This is where I got stuck for more than half an hour. The receptor has to be on the top because the top area needs the energy to work. So now that I'm thinking about this, maybe if we were to connect this ember emitter to this receptor, it would also work. Maybe, I haven't tested it. But right now in this setup, I'm moving ember from the copper cell into the melter and then into the mixer centrifuge. Now, because we don't want the melted fluid to go wherever it wants here, we're turning off the levers. So since I know that copper goes this way, then I'm putting it here and I'm opening this side. So it melts and immediately it goes over here. So now I found out there's this item called fluid dial and it shows all the fluids that you have in there and where. So right now on the west side we have molten copper 990. We turn this off. We put a gold ingot and we open the other side. Empty. And now we got nothing on the opposite side. Why? Why do we get nothing? Sometimes this is off, right? It's not stuck here, is it? No. It's empty. This is very, very weird. Sometimes the connection simply gets stuck for some weird reason. And when you try to reconnect it, it works. So could be one of these lever is off. That's okay. Don't want it to work right now. Let's try again. Oh. What? Is it creating more Dawnstone? 1620. It could be creating more Dawnstone. 1620. Let's see. It could be creating more Dawnstone. Yeah, that's why we don't see it. So we have the copper stored and now it's reducing. Let's put all of these in there, okay? So even though I've turned this off and we don't have any transmission of ember, it looks like it still has some ember inside and it's working without it. Otherwise, normally we would have to turn this on. And this is what would happen. So the gold is being used up immediately. And the copper is reducing. And this is how you get molten dawnstone. Did I tell you about the fluid dial? This is an amazing item. I discovered this. It shows you how much is in there. Okay, so now the copper has been used up. We will see the gold if there is any gold left. Yeah, now we see it on the east side, molten gold. So, okay. I think I've told you all the secrets, guys. This is how you create molten dawnstone. How we continue from here, that I have to find out. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Oops. Where is my tea?